Shana Tova, everyone. What does that mean? That simply means may it be a good year for you. You know, like how in the same way we would say Happy New Year when you're greeting somebody for the first time for the new year. Well, on the Gregorian calendar, it's the 25th of September, but on the Hebrew calendar, we've started a new year known as 5783, and so that's why it's called Rosh Hashanah. It means head of the year, the start of the year. Now you may be a little confused because, especially if you've watched my videos in the past, I would have done a video on the Hebrew months, the first one being the month of Nisan, which biblically God had said this is to be the first month. He basically gave them a new way to calculate time. And where do we find that? In the book of Exodus. I have written it in my journal. So if you see me looking down, I'm just paying attention to my notes, which helps me in these videos. So yes, Exodus 12 verse 1, the Lord spoke about Moses. He wanted them to observe the Passover, which he instituted at that time. And he said this should be known as the beginning of months, the first month of the year. So a lot of people may be confused, like, wait, why are they celebrating New Year? Didn't they have Passover, which for us is like March, April, and what is happening? So it may be a little confusing, but the Hebrew calendar actually has a dual aspect. Now, some say there's an agricultural aspect where, you know, this time Rosh Hashanah starts fall where they're plowing. But it's very interesting because it's also considered the time by Jewish historians, and I refer to them as Jewish historians because it's just easy to call them that. So people may say specifically the rabbis from way back when believed, based on calculations of the ages of persons in the Old Testament from Genesis, that this was the time God created the world, that this was the time of creation. And so that is why this time is celebrated as Rosh Hashanah, because the Jewish people believe that God created the universe, God created everything during Rosh Hashanah, and so it's celebrated as that. Now, Rosh Hashanah, as I said, I may have said earlier, if not, I'm saying it now, it's really the 7th, or I should say Rosh Hashanah lands on the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar. So really and truly, today is the first of Tishri on the Jewish calendar. It's September 25th for us, but sunset September 25th on the Gregorian calendar is the first of Tishri, the head of the year. So it starts a new month, but it starts a new year because they're celebrating this time that God created everything. And so biblically, what is interesting as well, that today the word of God in Numbers 29 verses 1 to 2 speaks about the first day of the 7th month. Now, the first day of the 7th month being today, Tishri, is the day to be known as the Feast of Trumpets. Now, if you've heard about the Feast of the Lord, you may be wondering, do I need to observe it? And I'll do a video on that. But Rosh Hashanah starts the Feast of Trumpets, which really is where you blow the shofar, and there are lots of things which we'll get into in another video. But that is what Rosh Hashanah is. The head of the year. It's the start of the new Jewish year, or some would say it is the start of the second half of what is considered the full Jewish calendar. But it is a time, it's a special time in the nation of Israel, and it's a special time for us as Christians who believe in the Messiah. And I'll share some more in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I want to see you joining me for another video. Be blessed. Bye bye.